So the India-Pakistan war seems to be inevitable from all directions, and this upcoming conflict fear is echoing all over the world, because as you guys know, both nations have nuclear capabilities. The situation in both countries has not been stable since the beginning of 2025, and especially in Pakistan, the situation is always hostile, if you know Osama bin Laden. So let us discuss in simple words, why suddenly everyone's eyes are now locked on India and Pakistan. Well, recently, India faced a very brutal terrorist attack on its soil, and by brutal, I mean seriously brutal. Basically, this attack was the true display of Pakistani Muslims' ideology and hatred towards non-Muslims, especially towards Hindus of India. What happened is that a bunch of Islamic terrorists, who are filled with pure hatred and evilness, infiltrated into the Indian side and somehow managed to reach the Pahalgam region of India, which lies in Kashmir. Of course, this is a huge security breach and an investigation is ongoing, but some mistakes can cost you a lot more than you ever imagined. So, on April 22, 2025, a brutal genocide of Hindus took place in Pahalgam. People were asked about their religion, asked to lower their pants to check if they were really Muslims or not, asked to chant Islamic verses, and if they couldn't do the same as the terrorists were saying, they were killed point blank. So, it was a purely religious terror attack carried out by the Resistance Front TRF, a subgroup of the terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Taiba, which was responsible for the 26/11 attacks in India. Now, this Pahalgam is not an ordinary place. This is a major tourist destination for many Indians and international tourists. It is a wide open area, even sometimes considered as a mini Switzerland, so there is a lot of tourist attraction there. But again, the Islamic terrorists' target was clear: kill Hindus. These Islamic terrorists killed around 26 Hindu men in front of their kids and wives, and told the remaining crowd to tell the Indian Prime Minister Modi that we did it. This attack really revealed the true face of Pakistani Muslims and their ideology to the whole world, that they do not like non-Muslims, or even modern Muslim. And now you may ask, how confidently can you say that this terrorist attack was done by Pakistan? Well, here is the latest video of the Pakistani defense minister, where he himself is claiming that Pakistan has been backing radical Islamic terrorist groups for 3 decades. Please have a watch.
The things cooled down then, and now again the same thing is...
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
So that's your argument, that even though...
No, that was a mistake, and we suffered for that. And that is why you are saying this to me. If we had not joined the war against Soviet Union and later on the war after 9/11, this Pakistan's track record, was not, unimpeachable track record.
Defense Minister, I just want to get back to this particular incident.
So as you watch the clip, even the journalist is saying that this is your logic. Also, a lot of activities are going on in Kashmir, which signify that this attack was done by Pakistan. Even 2 months ago, the Hamas leader also came to Kashmir and raised slogans for free Kashmir and Palestine. So they were preparing for this for a long time, and the Indian administration failed to sense this terrorist attack. Well, shortly after this attack, India suspended the Indus Water Treaty, which used to allow Indian side river water to flow to Pakistan. Now this is a masterstroke from India's side, because India does not take military action instantly, they first played it economically. And here you can see how Indian rivers flow into Pakistan. Now from India's action, the Indian river water, which is massive, around 80% water flow from India to Pakistan, will be stopped. This will impact Pakistan tremendously, because a lot of Pakistan's population is financially dependent on agriculture-related activities, and water is a crucial part of it. Pakistan's various hydropower plants will not be efficient, crop failure will occur, famine, inflation, everything will come together for Pakistan, and their internal conflict may tear them apart into 3 sub-areas. But stopping the Indian side rivers completely is also not an easy task for India. It will take some time and a lot of infrastructure development, but the foundation is implemented, and even some dams have already started stopping the water. Also, here I want to show Indian Prime Minister Modi's speech after this terrorist attack, which he intentionally gave in English, so the world knows about India's stance on this terrorist attack.
Friends, today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
So Modi is clear from his side, that India will persecute every terrorist. But after the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, Pakistan is panicking and passing very aggressive statements, claiming that the suspension of the treaty is an act of war. But this is written nowhere in international rules, that breaking a treaty can be considered as an act of war, so chances of a small-scale conflict are at their peak, which may turn into a brutal full-scale war between India and Pakistan. Even the US and Russia, who rarely agree on the same issues, are supporting India over this issue. Both nations even released travel advisories to not travel to Pakistan. Also, Israel, as no surprise, is backing India. And there are rumors that the US, Russia, Israel, and a lot of other countries are sending weaponries to India. So chances are high that a new front of war may start in the world. But this war will be different from the Russia-Ukraine or Israel-Hamas war, because the nuclear danger is real. India has a doctrine of no first use, but Pakistan might not think about Pakistan or the world before launching a nuclear strike on India. If war really happens, which seems more than likely, and if it goes to nuclear escalation, then this will be very horrific for the entire world, because this will give a push to other nuclear-equipped world leaders to also go nuclear, if they cannot tolerate the pressure of such wars. So what do you think about this situation? Problems are real, but sometimes there is no other way than to deal with them. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you all have a wonderful day.